Hello everybody, we're back at the European World Championship Qualifier 2015 in Dublin, Ireland. I'm joined by Luke Withington.
Hey Rob.
Hey, basically we're going to have a quick chat about the big blue elephant in the room, Nekroz. It's won 18 out of 29 national championships, so Luke's just going to have a quick chat with us here about why Nekroz is so good. So, why is Nekroz so good?
So, just like its national championship victory record, it's quite consistent. It has a lot of search cards that allow you to make the same core plays that the deck can make every single game and do it very consistently so that you're making those big plays every single matchup.
Okay, and what is the big play?
So one of the big plays is summoning Trishula, which allows you to banish a card from your opponent's field, graveyard, and their hand, and that's taking away a lot of cards from your opponent. And it has 2,700 attack points to boot as well.
Cool, so it just essentially is taking all the advantage away, huge monster that they really have to deal with.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Obviously there's ways to play around it.
Yeah, so if you don't have any cards in your hand or on the field or in the graveyard, then you can't play the effect of Trishula, but generally most of the decks will have cards in all of those zones.
And it still has a big, it's still a big beta,
yeah,
of course.
It's got 2,700 attack points.
Yeah, now one of the best cards in the deck that you told me is actually Nekroz of Valkyrus.
Yeah, so this card is used quite a lot for its defensive capabilities. So you can discard it and banish a Nekroz card from the graveyard to stop any attacks that are going to happen during that turn. So that's a really good defensive card.
Yep, and it's also got a huge attack as well at 2,900. Can run over a lot of things with that.
Yeah, it's really big. It's the biggest Nekroz monster that you generally see in all of the Nekroz decks. And its other effect is that you can tribute monsters from your hand or on your side of the field, which helps with that clearing of the field to draw more cards, which is just adds to the consistency of the deck.
Now, you've already said many times that it's really, really quite consistent. What other cards has it got that makes it consistent?
So Bryanak and Klausulus are both the searchers of the deck.
Yeah.
Bryanak being the main one, he can search for any other Nekroz monster from the deck, and that can be your big powerful monsters like Trishula or Valkyrus, or it can be to go get a Klausulus, which searches for any of your mirrors.
Yep,
so we'll summon the Nekroz monsters.
So really, really quite a powerful card then. Being able to just fetch anything from your deck. Kind of harks back to the old warrior toolbox of the day.
Well,
basically able to get whatever you want.
Yeah, so it makes it so that the deck just shrinks in size because you're playing all those search cards that just kind of make your deck smaller, and they also have a use in the graveyard as well, because you might use your Nekroz mirror to banish them to summon one of your monsters, or Nekroz cycle, which can bring them back.
So yeah, you've got all three of the Nekroz ritual cards, which, as you say, all have the effect to banish themselves and another Nekroz monster. Is it monster, I believe?
Yeah, it's another Nekroz monster
go
and get another one from the deck.
Yep, so you're definitely always able to bring your monsters out as long as there's something there.
Yeah, so, and each one of them has a different way of summoning the Nekroz ritual monsters, and they all work together to be able to use them all in one turn, which is kind of the ideal turn, because it allows you to get as much damage on the board as possible.
Other than those search cards, of course, it runs the very old Senju, Manju, and Preparation of Rites as well. Which,
so we've recently seen Preparation of Rites limited because it was a very powerful card in the deck, because it allowed you to get back one of your ritual spell cards and immediately go get a monster to use with it.
Yeah.
That's
ridiculous.
Yeah,
yeah, it's absolutely.
You get that straight away.
Yeah.
And now one of the other combos that allows you to search is using the Nekroz Kaleidoscope with Unicorn, allow you to send the Herald of the Arclight to the graveyard and summon it, which then lets you search from your deck a ritual spell card or a ritual monster card.
And Unicorn has the added effect, of course, of making it so your opponent's extra deck monster effects are negated also.
Yeah.
So it's quite an interesting one. Something that you have to remember yourself as well, that all of yours, if you're ever going to use any, like your chain or anything like that. Now, just a quick mention of one of the main combos of the deck that makes it so good, which I believe is your Djinn releaser of rituals here.
Yeah, so quite an old card, hasn't seen much play up until now. You can use it for a ritual summon, and if you do, your opponent can't special summon any monsters while that ritual monster's on the field. That's very, very impactful to a game.
Yeah, so it's basically just makes any ritual monster that you ritual summon with it Vanity's Emptiness on legs.
Yeah, and if that happens to be one of the big defense monsters like Klausulus or even your Trishula, then that can be massively impactful to the result of a game.
Yeah. Now, we're running out of time here, so just a quick mention to one of the cards that is played a lot in a lot of games to really help this deck not be stopped, which is Denko Saka.
So one of the big things about this deck is that it does make big plays and really big actions within the game, and if those big actions get stopped, then kind of loses steam quite quickly. So one of the important things is to stop your opponent using any spells and traps, and Denko Sekka does that job very well.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, that is Nekroz in a nutshell. There are a few other bits and bobs of it, but it'd be nice to see how you kind of explore your own builds with that. As I say, this is the European World Championship Qualifier 2015. Big blue elephant in the room, Nekroz. Thank you very much, Luke.
Thank you.
And enjoy the rest of the games.